Hey, I'm Jem. What I do is simple. I help business owners get verified, pre qualified leads, or if they don't want to deal with the hassle, I sell them the kind of leads that are already warmed up and ready to close. Now, most people think the biggest factor when buying leads is the price. They compare cost per lead, try to haggle, and obsess over getting the cheapest deal. But here's the truth. And once you understand this, everything changes. Price does not matter if the lead never converts. What really determines whether your business scales or burns cash is something far more important, which is lead intent and quality. When you buy leads with high intent, everything feels easier. Your sales calls aren't awkward pitches. They're conversations with people who already want what you offer. And once you build your system around quality instead of cost, you won't have to chase, follow up endlessly, or pray someone calls you back. And today I'm going to walk you through the only metric that truly matters when buying leads. And we'll do it in three simple steps so you can apply it immediately. Number one, define your ideal fit. Never buy unqualified leads again. Number two, measure immediate urgency. Are they ready to buy now? And number three, demand exclusivity. The difference between scaling and competing. All right. If at any point you realize you don't have time to qualify leads yourself, you're tired of chasing cold prospects who ghost you, or you'd rather talk to people who already want what you offer, then check the link below after this video. I sell leads that are verified, intent based, and ready for your sales team to close. All right, let's get into it. So now that you understand the price isn't the real driver here, let's dive into the first and most foundational step, which is defining the perfect lead fit. Because if you start with the wrong prospects, everything that comes after becomes a waste of time and money. Define your ideal fit. One of the biggest and most costly mistakes I see business owners make is buying leads from anyone willing to sell them without confirming whether those leads actually match who they want as customers or even qualify. Think about it like this. If you're talking to the wrong people, no script, no offer, and no salesperson can save that deal. So here's how you fix that. All right, number one, create a simple 3-point ICP. Choose three non-negotiable traits your dream customer must have: location, income, credit score, financial ability, specific problem or intent. Number two, filter your leads. If your lead doesn't meet all 3 points, don't buy it. It's a distraction. And number three, communicate ICP to your lead provider. All right. Your provider should know your standards, make it their job, not yours, to confirm leads match your criteria before they will reach you. If they can't do this, they're not a provider, they're a list vendor. I work with high-end pool builders in Arizona. We use a strict 3-step qualification process before buying a single lead. Number one is they must own a home valued over 800K. Number two is they actively search for custom pool design within 30 days. And number three is backyard size. Backyard must be at least 1/4 of an acre, because if it's too small, they can't build the pool here. And do you see what's happening? We're not chasing random homeowners here. We're targeting people who have the budget, have the desire, and have the physical capacity for the service. And that's what fit looks like. Now, you now that you know they're the right type of customer for your offer, all right, because we qualified them, the next crucial step is making sure they're not just qualified in theory, but they're actually ready to buy now. A lead who checks all 3 boxes but won't buy for another 6 months does not help your revenue this week. They might be worth nurturing, sure, but they're not a hot lead. And when you're investing real money into lead acquisition, you don't want potential opportunities. You want momentum. Urgency is what separates conversations from conversions. So here's how you know a lead is ready right now. Number one, look for recent buying actions. Focus on actions like request a quote forms, not just free guide downloads. Intent is revealed by behavior. Number two, set strict time limit on lead age. If a lead is more than 72 hours old, it's no longer hot. Respond within 5 minutes. Buy fresh leads. All right. Number three, confirm that your lead provider verifies intent. This is crucial. All right. You want to make sure that a quality provider reaches out, confirms interest, and validates urgency before selling to you. They sell momentum, not just lists. All right. Lists anyone can get a list, but momentum is crucial here. If your provider has no follow-up system, they're not selling leads, they're selling lists, and lists just don't convert. Let's say you run a commercial HVAC repair in Chicago. Now, not every building that has an HVAC issue needs help right now. Some are planning upgrades for the fall. Others are gathering quotes for the next year. Those are long-term prospects, not hot buyers. But what if you only bought leads where the prospect specifically checked a box that said, I need service within the next 48 hours? All right. Suddenly your sales team isn't persuading, they're scheduling. We recently helped a client who was buying broad HVAC lists. That meant he was getting a mix of people gathering quotes, people just researching, people with no time frame. He was frustrated. His closing rate was stuck at 10%, and every lead felt like he chased. So he changed one thing. We switched him to intent-based leads where prospects had to describe their exact issue. Example, AC unit is blowing hot air, and submit the form within 24 hours of outreach. The result, his closing rate shot up from 10 to 45% almost overnight. Not because he changed the script, not because he hired better closers, but because the urgency was built in and the leads were better. Now that you're dealing with leads who fit your criteria and are ready to buy now, there's one more piece of the puzzle, one that most people ignore, but it's the difference between scaling predictably and competing for scraps. That's what brings us to the final and often overlooked but incredibly important factor, which is exclusivity. You want to demand exclusivity. All right, this is the trust. Picture this. You spend time, energy, and money on leads. You call them, nurture them, pitch them, and just when you think you're close to a deal, they tell you, "Oh, I already spoke to another company." Worse, sometimes they'll say, "I'm getting quotes from a few providers. What's your best price?" Now you're not selling anymore. You're negotiating, competing, discounting, losing leverage. Why? Because the lead you pay for wasn't yours. It was shared. And the moment a lead is shared, everything shifts. Trust goes down, price sensitivity goes up, competition becomes unavoidable. In other words, if you're buying a lead that's also been sold to 5 of your competitors, you're not buying a lead, you're buying a lottery ticket. This is what shared leads are. All right. How do we ask, is this lead exclusive to my business? Most people are afraid to ask this, but don't be. There's only one acceptable answer here, which is yes. It's not usually, not for now, not we don't sell it too many times. If the provider hesitates, dodges, or seems vague, that's a red flag. A lead that isn't exclusive is a commodity, and commodities are always judged by price. Number two, understand the lead source. High quality leads come from intent heavy environments, not scrape leads or generic campaigns. High friction is high trust. High trust equals high conversions. All right. This is important. Always remember this. Number three, pay a premium for exclusivity. All right. A lot of business owners want cheap leads. Cheap leads feel good until you realize they are shared, cold, unqualified, time wasters, margin killers. A lead that closes at 50% is infinitely more valuable than 5 bargain deals that close at 5%. So yes, exclusive leads cost more upfront, but they make you more money on the back end. Don't ask how much is the lead, ask how much profit does the lead produce. Once you understand that, you stop thinking like a shopper and start thinking like a CEO. I worked with independent financial advisors across the New York tri-state area. Instead of handing them generic lists of people who might need retirement help, we run exclusive intent-based webinar campaigns. Here's how it works. Prospects register for a 45-minute webinar called The 3 Biggest Retirement Mistakes for High Net Worth Individuals. They attend the full session, meaning they've invested time, not just curiosity. At the end, they book a 15-minute consultation call directly with the advisor. These leads aren't browsing, they're committed. They've consumed value, invested attention, moved themselves down the funnel, taken a scheduled action. By the time the advisor speaks to them, trust is already built, and the competition, there's just none. That's exclusivity in action. So let's recap everything we covered today. First, define ideal fit. Use a crystal clear ICP. Number two, buy with urgency. Focus on leads ready to buy now. Number three, demand exclusivity. Avoid fighting over shared leads. All right, don't just memorize these steps. Understand what they mean for your business. When you stop obsessing over price per lead and start prioritizing lead intent and quality, everything changes. Your close rates go up. Your sales calls get shorter. Your team feels energized instead of drained, and instead of chasing, you start choosing. This is how real scaling happens, not through cheap traffic, but through qualified intent. And if you don't want to spend months figuring this out on your own, if you want leads that match your ICP, are actively looking to buy, and are exclusive to your business, then click the link below. You can either buy pre-qualified leads directly from me, or I'll help you build a system that delivers them on autopilot. No guessing, no chasing, no wasted budget. just conversations that turn into contracts. If you got value from this, do 3 things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on what niche you're in. I might create a targeting breakdown just for you next. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, cheap leads don't scale, qualified leads do. And I'll see you in the next one.